You ever seen a werewolf with a Chinese menu in his hand? His hair was perfect. Today we're breaking down Werewolves of London by the late great Warren Zevon. I'm gonna look at two ways to do this. One is a little bit of a stretch, but if your fingers can stretch, it's the easier way. And I'll also show you another little arrangement I made that's just a little bit easier if your fingers can't stretch 5 frets. If you like this kind of content, hit subscribe, ring the bell, never miss a lesson, new guitar every single Monday. Printable tabs for this tutorial and all our tutorials by becoming a Patreon, links in the notes and links below. But I'll also have the tabs on the screen, so all you really need to learn is your guitar. Brain and attention span, woo! When you have those 3 things, follow me on in and let's break this lesson down together. Come on in, let's do it. Cool, so let's just go ahead and jump on into the tune. You could use a pick, but I actually think it's a little easier to use the fingers, so I'll be using the fingers. Feel free to use the pick. Okay, so our first piece is, well, the song revolves around a D, C, and G, or D, C, G. And it's like, saw a werewolf with a Chinese menu in his hand. He was looking for a place to get a beef chow mein. Alright, so it's based around that, but it's obviously got more going on, more groove to it. So we're going to start with this D5, which is your pointer finger on the 5th fret of the A string, which is a D note, and here on the 7th fret of the D string, which is a note actually. So ironic, we're playing the D note on the A string and the A note on the D string. Well, I guess maybe that's not as ironic. And it's called a D5 because it's just these 2 notes, A being the 5th interval of the D. But the groove goes, and to be honest, that's a pretty big reach. It's a little easier to do on an electric guitar. So this is the way I play this on the electric, and I'm still going to show you the acoustic version. Again, if this is too much of a reach, feel free to check out the acoustic version after this. You can just fast forward. But what we're doing is we're getting our pinky up on that 9th fret of that same string, D string, and we're going 9, 7, boom, boom. All right, let's talk a little bit about what we're doing here and how to make this stretch too before we jump in and continue on. I'm actually rolling my wrist so I can get my pinky there a little easier because I'm only using these 2 fingers. So I'm going. All right, we'll look at the chord progression here in a second, but just practice that over this D. Rolling that wrist, bringing my elbow into my ribs. Okay, now that we have the D, why don't we go ahead and apply that to the chord progression. We're gonna move this same shape down 2 frets to the C and repeat that motion. So we get bam, 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 bam. It's a stretch, right? Warm your hand up. And then we're going to move this up, everything up a string, 3rd fret up here, 5th fret here, and we're gonna go boom, 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 boom. We're gonna do 5, 3rd fret, 5th fret, and the 5th fret's gonna go boom, 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 5, 5, 7, 5. So we get kind of reverse engineering on this one. Man, that's a stretch, right? Now you could, again, use that pick. So with the pick, it would sound like, and with the fingers, it'll be, which I think sounds a little more like the piano. Okay, so that's really the entire tune. You could play through that whole groove. And there's a cool little turnaround lick right there that goes 3, 3rd fret, the G note. You get your ring finger to the 5th fret, slide to 7, and then up to the 5th fret again, which is your D, and then you start over. And that's the entire song if you can do it with that stretch. Cool, why don't we play through that a couple times? This is the entire tune. We'll take it nice and slow. Alright, so that's pretty tricky. Why don't we look at a groove that's a little less of a stretch and a little easier to play, especially on an acoustic guitar. That'll sound something like this. Quite a bit easier to play. So what we're doing here is we are getting our pointer finger right here on the 2nd fret of the G string. And our ring finger is going to be here on the 4th fret right here, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to pluck the D string and the G string and then remove that index finger with our 2nd fret, our 2nd finger, our pointer finger already on the 2nd fret. And you're going to keep that finger there and drop your middle finger to the 3rd fret of the A string, and you're going to play this time the A string and the G string. Then you're going to remove your index finger. So those two pieces you get. Then you're going to drop this pointer finger, or your middle finger, down to the 3rd fret here, and this time you're going to be playing the low E string, and with your index finger you'll be playing the D string, and you're going to pluck 2 times and then put your pointer finger right here on the 2nd fret of the D string and remove it. So that piece goes. We put those 3 pieces together and we get. Ow, werewolves of London. Ow. Okay, and you could play that whole song, but there is that little riff, which we played earlier like that. Now you could do it the exact same way, but it's going to sound a little better. Now we can't slide because we're doing the A string here. So what we're going to do is we're going to play that G note, 3rd fret of the E string, and then you're going to play the open A, hammer 2nd fret, and then the open D. So we get. Go right back into the riff. So that's that little turnaround riff if you want to put it in there. And that's cool, and that is that whole tune, folks. Again, if I'm playing that long stretch, I like to play it that way on an electric guitar, or you could even use a capo on the 3rd fret and take some of the hard work out there. But if I'm doing an acoustic version, I really like the. So ultimately it's up to you which one you find easier or more enjoyable to play, or what kind of instrument you're playing on, or what kind, because we're trying to get that piano groove. Alright, and that's it. Werewolves of London, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. TenThumbsPro.com, and we'll see you next. G major pentatonic would be the scale to shred on. You could even go G minor. And we'll see you next Monday for our next guitar tutorial. Have a lovely week. Cool, everybody. Happy to bring it to you. Remember, new guitar every single Monday. Subscribe and learn. Think about becoming a Patreon. It will accelerate your learning, and it's cheaper than a cheap cheeseburger. Keep on rocking and rolling. Keep on loving life. Keep on playing that guitar. Skype lessons one-on-one if you're interested. You can email me tenthumbsproductions@gmail.com. And t-shirts up in those notes as well. Until next time, keep on rocking and rolling, keep on loving life, and we'll see you next Monday for our next guitar tutorial. Ukulele every single Wednesday and Saturday. Take care of yourself, everybody.